guys. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I feel like you've been very hard at work, right? Very focused, devoted, committed. Good for you. Yeah, I feel like you're going to need to maybe take a break and have a little more fun, right? Right? Let's see. What's that? Four of Wands. Four of Wands. And the Hierophant and the Eight of Pentacles. This could be you expanding and growing through your spiritual practice. Okay. Queen of Wands. Queen of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. This is some amazing, creative, inspiring, empowering work going on over here. Absolutely. I have fire sign energy. I have air sign energy. And you're using these strengths of yours, your abilities, your skills. Maybe skills that like you've learned, you know, through your career. You're applying it in your, maybe a spiritual business or an entrepreneurship, or just you in your day-to-day life and sharing your talents and your gifts and your specialties. And I'm getting like you're putting this towards like something very focused, like your intentions are focused, your energy is focused. It's like something that you're planning, and it's growing and it's expanding, okay? And then it's coming from like a place of higher knowledge, consciousness, wisdom, tapping into that intuition, and then applying it here in the physical with the Eight of Pentacles. All right. And there's this like inspired action kind of like wrapped around this. And then we have the Fool at the bottom of the deck. So, and then the Magician. Wow, pretty cool. All right, before we go any further, all right, take a deep breath in. If it doesn't sound like this is for you, I totally get it. I've been getting all kinds of amazing readings on all kinds of things. So, you know, I appreciate your support regardless, and I'll, you know, continue with the reading. All right, so let's just call in, take a deep breath in. Okay, let's just kind of blow out our, let your channel flow. Okay. Okay. Let's ask our angels, saints, ancestors, and guides into our space to provide love and divine messages. Right? For our highest and greatest good, we're surrounded in divine white light. Okay? And so it is, and so it will be. All right, this Magician energy and the Fool. It's like making big moves, right? And taking a chance and going for it. And knowing that you have the ability to do what you came here to do. You're accomplishing great things, and you should be really proud of yourself. That's what I'm getting. So we'll get more. All right. So strong energy. Wow. You could be learning like sacred geometry. You could be learning esoteric, or diving into your belief systems more. You could be thinking about going back to school, maybe even learning about energy healing. Maybe there's a modality you're looking into, maybe getting some sort of training certification here. You could be a strong communicator. You might be thinking of a way to kind of like connect with others, you know, who have similar abilities and strengths. Six of Swords. You might be able to show people the way, okay? We have the Lovers here. How you moved on from what you've experienced. You might have a lot of experiences here that you've had where you can connect with others and show them how to move on from them, how to overcome them, how to change the mindset. Maybe you're really good at alchemizing, transmuting, right? Your negative thoughts to positive thoughts and how to move forward, okay, past those kinds of obstacles. Okay, so I'm getting like someone who's really a good teacher. Sometimes this looks like someone who could demonstrate or, but I feel like you often work alone. You're more of like a individual contributor, okay? But I'm getting like what you contribute is big, right? 8 Pentacles, like it stands on its own, right? You don't need anyone else to really do what you do because it's unique to you and it stands on its own, okay? Is also what I'm getting from this 8 of Pentacles. So it's unique to you, right? It's like your stamp on life here. It's like your legacy here. And you take it very seriously. You're very committed to it as well. All right, like you understand that this is possible, right? This already is. Got it? This already is. Okay. 7 of Wands, huh? I feel like there were so many obstacles that were needed in order for this growth to happen. And I'm getting it would be all the different maybe relationship challenges you've had over the years, how you overcame all the different things. I feel like that might be part of, you know, what could help others because they may be dealing with these themselves. There's this like wisdom to you, right? There's this, you know, there's a bit of wisdom here that you're tapping into. All right, I have a King of Cups. I have a 5 of Cups. I think they're related. They could be cousins. Just kidding. I feel like, yeah, there was a lot of ups and downs here. There was a lot of challenges on purpose, right? There was this overcoming of dependence, codependence. And there could have been many, I'm getting like there was just no one really wanting this to work out. Maybe it was like sabotage. Maybe it was sabotaged. I'm getting like sabotage, okay? At the hands of like too many cooks in the kitchen, okay? I feel like somebody, you know, may have tried, maybe someone was trying to do a side deal or something like that, or I don't know. I feel like someone maybe was tempted by money, and as a result, there's this snowball effect. I feel like when you're not in people's lives, they feel it quite deeply. I don't think they expect this loss until you're really gone out of their energy. All right? I feel like the energy, once you've removed yourself, right? And they're having to deal with the emptiness of you. I am getting that. All right. I feel like they then end up dealing with the repercussions of their actions. Right? There's something regarding that. There's this emotional like turmoil here. Like maybe they're not energy that quite deals with feelings, and now the feelings are out. It's like, oh no, can we put some of those back? You know, not to be disrespectful to anybody, but I feel like this is just seems like it's messy, you know, it seems a bit messy. And I'm getting, you know, there's a need to help people who need help, right? But there's this also like some are aligned with you and some are not. And I feel like there might have been a bit of learning this the hard way, maybe for them and for you. Yeah. Look at 6 of Cups, right? This is that like kind, here you are, you think that this person's sweet and kind to you, but they're the one who's like rallying everybody up to chase you and hunt you down. So it was like not quite the same experience. I feel like someone sees the experience from maybe like their perspective, but I'm getting like this is your perspective. Like you're grateful to be free, regardless of the chaos and the struggle that it took, right? So you can understand how this feels because you've done it yourself. You've been through the gauntlet yourself and you're on the other side of it, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I feel like you're a very kind-hearted person. Maybe someone thinks that like they can still emotionally manipulate you to do what they want, right? It's almost like they want you to fix their problems, but I don't think that you're interested. I feel like, you're free from this. Those problems are theirs. Okay, yeah, look at, and then I have the Devil. Yeah, they were working with the other team. This is not the team that you're on. They're working for the other team. Okay, you're not interested in playing with that team, right? Like they can have that team all they want. Over and out. Oh my goodness, all these cards now. These are really thin cards, so they kind of stick. Okay, yeah, look at, they're trying to come back this way, thinking that they can finish what they started, right? Yeah, look at, try to be sweet, try to be kind, maybe ask for forgiveness, an apology, a nice gesture, flowers, right? But what they're truly trying to do is to like put you in some sort of defensive position, right? So that they can attack. So if I were you, I would stay very clear of this energy. Okay. I have the Death card and the 8 of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting like their plan is to move towards you. Okay. They want to beat the messenger. I feel like someone wants to get in touch with you. Many people want to get in touch with you. You could be getting a lot of calls or messages or interruptions, right? Or you might be getting a lot of signs in nature, like birds could be significant. You could be seeing a lot of like ravens. I'm also getting, oof, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about this. I'm just gonna put it over here. Death is clarifying a Queen of Wands. 8 of Wands is clarifying the Queen of Swords. So there could be someone needing to accept the inevitable here as it relates to a Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, someone who has spiritual powers, but is this a transition? No. This is accepting the inevitable of someone's spiritual authority and gifts and talents. All right. And this could also be you accepting this about yourself, right? And really aligning. Like this is aligning with your higher self, right? Like sending out the messages that, your divine spirit team and you, are meant to do. Like it's full stop or it's full go. I forget what the right saying is there. You guys know I suck at sayings. Anyway. All right. So I'm hearing like all systems go, right? It's like, we'll keep an eye out. It's like your spirit team is like, we'll keep an eye out. Okay. and then it's all systems go, right? It's like, yeah. Interesting. You could really resonate with being like a strong shadow worker, right? Not necessarily always in the light, but also you do a lot of work in the shadow, and you're comfortable very much in both, right? I have the Hermit, 8 of Pentacles, Virgo. I have the 8 of Cups, beautiful. All right, so this is saying like, yeah, there's this call to, you know, like seek what you feel in your soul needs to be found, right? There's this soul searching that's happening here. I'm getting like 2 energies potentially soul searching here, okay? 2 different locations, you know, going through a bit of like evaluating life and what's next. Okay, I do have a high priestess, high priest. So like going within, tapping into the unseen, the unknown, accessing, you know, some knowledge and wisdom so that there's insight that can be gained for this whole process. Someone shares this. Someone also receives this. Someone is also like a student, right? A student of the ways, okay? And can see through multiple realms of existence. So for those who are really strong, like in their clairs, that's for you. All right. This like ignite, and then we have the Hierophant coming out. I mean, come on. This was a spiritual lesson, and it helped you really hone into your connection with the divine, okay? And it helped initiate and ignite you into your purpose. And, you know, this is you being open to receive, right? And guide and plant those seeds so that they may grow. And this is something that you're asked to, you know, be of service. This is you being of service, okay? Beautiful. You're in service. You work for God, okay? You had an awakening with that Hanged Man. Here's the Moon. And the shenanigans here. I feel like this energy's blocked. Anything that they, you know, conjure up is blocked. Okay. You intuitively know what's going on anyways. Okay, here's that Hanged Man. You've been through an awakening. And then there's this 9 of Swords. I feel like someone's haunted, stuck in their thoughts, having to reprocess, remember all of the things that they don't want to remember. They probably can't sleep. They may be trying to drink themselves to sleep. So, you know, sensitive, sorry if it's triggering. I feel like there's a need to, you know, proceed with caution here. I feel like the Moon is kind of a caution. I am getting like there's this needing to maybe ask for help. Okay, I'm getting someone might need some help, professional help. Okay. I'm not a professional in those capacities. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so I recommend someone seeking professional help. Page of Pentacles if it's needed, obviously. I'm not a doctor. I don't proclaim to be one. Page of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. I'm getting somebody may want to ask for your assistance. Okay, that's why I'm saying that. All right, you have no obligation to engage with this energy that put you through hell and back whatsoever. I don't give a flying shit what they're going through, okay? They're not for you. Okay. It's almost like somebody wants to make a deal. Somebody wants to swing through. Someone wants to be like, hey, and be casual about it, like nothing ever happened. Like you forgot all this, right? And you forgot this too. Oh, and you also forgot all of those that they were entertaining behind your back, right? To, you know, scratch the itch, right? No. I feel like they're itchy and they're scratchy and you're good. That's what I think. Yeah, because I feel like they're shopping. They're people shopping. They're appearance shopping. That's what I'm getting. Okay. You're not on the menu. Yeah, I'm getting like shit's hitting the fan over there. Whatever's going on over there, they're trying to escape the inevitable. All right, here's the thing. You can't escape this. This is an ending, and this will finally bring things back to balance. I feel like someone's addictions might be a bit, you know, escalating. This water is being poured into wine, and then I have the devil, which represents like, you know, our addictions, our temptations, our ego, our lives being controlled and manipulated by other influences. I feel like it could have something to do with this energy. I feel like someone's really feeling, you know, and it's almost like this is their maturity at this point. It's like this wounded inner child energy, and they need to heal this. This isn't for you to heal, okay? But they may feel a certain kind of way. They're not sure what to do with themselves in this situation. I feel like that's why they may need to seek other counsel. King of Wands. Sorry, I got cut off. I'm getting like this King of Wands, this Page of Cups, and this Knight of Cups. Right? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lack of compatibility here. I'm getting like a lack of alignment here. I feel like you've outgrown this person, and I feel like they're still where you left them. Like there's still a lot to learn, and you know, I'm kind of getting like you left them where they were at, and you've moved on and you've grown, and you're looking for somebody who, you know, understands their purpose and is living their passion, but it's purpose related. They're able to manage their, you know, natural desires and not let their ego and natural desires get the best of them, as well as like, you know, throw things of value and worth, like people who love them, in the trash, right? Like, and then prioritize, you know, things that, you know, maybe didn't quite work out as they thought. So I feel like there was some things here that really like changed the tide of someone's life. They're now like really realizing this, right? I feel like it's creating a bit of anxiety here, like mental anguish, right? And they're like, this is a bit of last resort energy. I feel like they're a bit panicking. They could want to like rush towards you, or they're trying to think of ways in which to figure out how to still salvage something, right? It's like, but it's from a place of like desperation. It's not from a place of like, wow, like this person's so amazing and I love them. No, it's coming from a place of like, you know, always looking for something better. Like, we'll always be, you know, feeling like things aren't good enough because they don't feel like they're good enough. And so you're willing to leave that with them. That's a them thing. And you're going to find something that does hold the same vibration you do, which is, you know, a happy, emotionally fulfilling relationship with someone who loves themselves and can share love. I feel like this is a bit of absence of that. It's a bit of prioritizing, you know, the false sense of realities here. that the earthly realm provides. And some of this is, you know, coming from a wounded place, unfortunately. And I would say, like, you had your own things to deal with, and I feel like you dealt with those things. You're dealing with those things. You took and made the pivot, and I feel like, you know, it's time for you to enjoy that hard work, right? This is you creating your dream life, right? And it's going to be all systems go. So maybe they created their fantasy life and they're not happy with what they created, but hey, that's what they chose, right? You chose something different. You two are not the same, right? You're not the same. You don't want the same things, right? And it's like, maybe that was what someone tried to portray, is that they wanted the same things as you, but clearly they had a whole other game going on behind the scenes that's finally catching up to them after however long. I feel like now they know what they're missing, and too bad, so sad, right? There is like surrendering this to the divine, right? Leaving it behind. And I feel like, yeah, like they're stuck in their head, overthinking how they played themselves, how they sabotaged themselves. They're going to learn a very strong spiritual lesson about, you know, free will and how you treat people and how you handle relationships. And, you know, I feel like someone was pretty much forced to walk out of someone else's life and go in a different direction, and has possibly been attacked the whole time for doing so. I feel like you're taking inspired action when it comes to what you're here to create, and you're divinely guided by the Hermit. So you could be, you know, learning and studying and mastering. I feel like your messages are going to hold weight. There's movement here. So it's like tuning in to know which direction to move in, okay? And having alignment. I feel like whatever isn't aligned with you must go. I feel like you've accepted the inevitable of what these abilities, skills, talents, strengths, right? What you're called, what you're motivated and taking action to do. You know that it comes with consequences and sacrifices. And you've accepted the inevitable with this. And you also know that endings bring new beginnings. And you know it's going to be all worth it. So I feel like this is a very happy ending, and it's deserving. And we're going to end it there, because I was going to do another deck, but it doesn't make sense. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I'm getting all kinds of wonderful messages, and it's been fun to kind of just share what flows through. So I hope you guys have the most amazing day, and I will see you on the next one.